Chelsea will continue to pursue Napoli's Victor Osimhen throughout the remainder of this transfer window, sources have told Football Insider. Speaking on the latest edition of Football Insider's Inside Track podcast, senior correspondent Pete O'Rourke revealed that Chelsea will surprise us in this window. The Blues have been monitoring the 25-year-old for a long time and are big fans of the Nigeria international. However, this potential deal is complicated due to the PSR and FFP surrounding it. It would be a big money deal as Osimhen has a £93.5 million release clause, and the Italian giants will look to get as much money as possible for him. Osimhen has informed the club that he wants to leave this summer, but Chelsea are not the only club interested in his services. Chelsea would need to sell Romelu Lukaku to facilitate Victor Osimhen's deal. Chelsea still have Romelu Lukaku on their books, and he is said to be keen on reuniting with Antonio Conte at Napoli this summer. The Blues need to get the Belgium international off their books to facilitate a move for Osimhen, and there have been talks held over a swap deal plus cash between the two clubs. Lukaku is currently valued at £30 million, which the Premier League club could look to use as part of a potential deal. At the other end of the field, Chelsea are still looking to offload academy graduate Trevoh Chalobah before the deadline day. Football Insider revealed that the Blues will accept bids between £20 minus £25 million for the central defender, with Aston Villa, Fulham, and Crystal Palace interested in him. In other news, Chelsea face huge Raheem Sterling stumbling block. For more Chelsea and exclusive news, follow us on Facebook or join our brand new WhatsApp channel for instant updates to be sent straight to your phone. Chelsea could soon become the only club left in the transfer race to sign Napoli star Victor Osimhen. Paris Saint-Germain have been strongly linked to the Nigeria international this summer, with Arsenal and Bayern Munich among the clubs to have also shown an interest. With Harry Kane now at the German Giants and the Gunners unwilling to sanction such a marquee signing, PSG and Chelsea are really the only teams that could sign Osimhen. Napoli remain adamant he will not be at the club for the upcoming campaign, with the latest update from sporting director Giovanni Manna suggesting as such, showcasing that stance is still in place. He asked to leave, Manna said earlier this month, as quoted by Gianluca Di Marzio. "We are calm because we have players in the squad who can replace him in the best way. However, we do not want to harm the integrity of the group and want to preserve it. We will see what will happen in the next few days." Though Chelsea loan talks have taken place, Osimhen is not keen on a temporary move out of Italy, which presents PSG as his most likely destination. Though the French champions have significant finances available, as per Sky Sports Germany, they must first sanction a departure, with one of Randall Kolo Muani and Goncalo Ramos likely to fulfill that requirement. Both attackers featured in PSG's 4-1 win over Le Havre on Friday evening, with Ramos picking up an assist and Kolo Muani scoring a late penalty. Though it was a successful night, head coach Luis Enrique has concerns over the injury picked up by Ramos, which could also impact the club's transfer plans. As quoted by Fabrizio Romano, regarding the injury, he said, "I'm not a doctor, but I think it looks pretty serious. I don't know how many weeks he will be out injured, but it's serious." If Ramos, who joined PSG in a £68 million deal, is out of action for a significant period, selling him to afford Osimhen will be completely off the table. Kolo Muani could still be sacrificed, but then it would be complete change of attack, something PSG are unlikely to sanction. With that in mind, Chelsea look to have been handed the green light to sign Osimhen, but only if their transfer stance changes. Currently, as noted by Romano, the Blues are planning to go in for Osimhen in the final days of the summer window, likely seeking to agree a loan deal. However, that scenario playing out remains unlikely, and with an agreement for João Felix getting closer, Chelsea's chances to sign Osimhen look to be dwindling unless they can raise funds from more player sales. Napoli frontman Victor Osimhen is one of the high-profile names currently linked with Chelsea in the transfer rumor mill. There's so much attacking talent in the current Blues squad, but they're still linked to a devastating number 9. Chelsea target Victor Osimhen, 25, has certainly established himself as one of the top center forwards around in the last few years. Team Talk previously claimed this week that Chelsea and Napoli have discussed Osimhen's potential transfer, which is complicated by the fact Romelu Lukaku may head in the opposite direction. Meanwhile, Gianluca Di Marzio recently reported that Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca wants to sign Osimhen. Fabrizio Romano update on Victor Osimhen. Respected journalist Fabrizio Romano provided an update via X on Friday night about the Osimhen saga. It is understood that Chelsea remain keen on signing the 25-year-old Serie A star, with discussions still ongoing for a possible deal. Apparently, the Blues have now told Napoli that they only plan to make a move late in this summer window to land Osimhen on loan. However, the Nigeria international has made it clear he doesn't want to leave Naples on loan, so it sounds like a complicated negotiation for Chelsea to sort. Should Chelsea sign Victor Osimhen? While Nicholas Jackson and Mark Guiu both look like great attacking options for Chelsea in the new season, the club shouldn't pass on the opportunity to sign Osimhen if it becomes feasible. It's the sort of statement signing that could really drive the club forward another level. His excellent record during the last 4 seasons as a Napoli player highlights what a prolific striker he is. Osimhen is a real fox in the box that would surely thrive in Chelsea's system, feeding off service from the likes of Cole Palmer and Pedro Neto. Let's wait and see if this interest does ramp up again later in the window, though. Jamie Carragher has delivered an interesting verdict on Chelsea's deal to sign Pedro Neto this summer. Chelsea have made several new signings already in this transfer window, including the recent deal to buy Pedro Neto from Premier League rivals Wolverhampton Wanderers. The 24-year-old winger arrives at Stamford Bridge with 5 years' experience of playing in England with Wolves, where he became a huge fan favorite and earned a great reputation. It feels like a bad record with injuries is the only thing that's slowed down his upwards trajectory. Speaking on his own podcast, John Obi Mikel shared his worry about Neto's injury record, albeit he does really rate him as a player. Jamie Carragher reacts to Pedro Neto signing. Jamie Carragher has described Neto as a top-class player, but his one concern for Chelsea is whether or not they can keep him fit. Carragher said on Sky Sports Football, 6:39 p.m., the 16th of August, "I look at Neto as well. For me, Neto has been one of those players that I think every top club has looked at. And it's just the injury record that has put them off. It's not his ability, so Chelsea have got a top-class player. It's just whether they can get him fit enough throughout the season." Pedro Neto record. When Neto was on the pitch in Wolves' colours, he was regularly a standout player and someone that the supporters loved watching. The speedster is a dynamic attacker who can make defenses look silly. Unfortunately, his transfer does come with its own risk that he's been susceptible to injuries over recent years. Here is a look at how many matches Neto played in his 5 years at Wolves. Hopefully, Neto can get a bit more luck following his change of club and be an important player in his debut season at Chelsea. If he's fit, he's got the individual talent to really improve the Blues' starting lineup with his creativity and attacking threat from wide areas. Goncalo Ramos picked up an injury during PSG's game against Le Havre on Friday night. The result, which saw the Parisians run out convincing 4-1 winners, was marred by Ramos' unfortunate injury. The 23-year-old collided with defender Etienne Kinko at the 20-minute mark and, after being supported off the pitch by PSG's medical team, was replaced by Randall Kolo Muani. Luis Enrique reveals severity of Goncalo Ramos' injury. Discussing the severity of Ramos' injury after the full-time whistle, manager Luis Enrique admitted the striker's recent setback could be quite serious. "I'm not a doctor, but I think the injury is quite serious," he told reporters. "I don't know how many weeks he will be out, but it is certainly something serious." PSG expected to reignite Victor Osimhen interest. Consequently, with Ramos facing a prolonged period on the sidelines, Calciomercato believe there is now a chance PSG could reignite their long-standing interest in Napoli's Victor Osimhen. The Nigerian has been one of the summer's biggest transfer sagas. Despite agreeing personal terms with the League One giants earlier in the window, a move failed to materialize due to the two clubs' gap in valuation. Chelsea have since taken advantage of PSG's failings and remain locked in talks to land the prolific African. A deal is far from straightforward though. A lot depends on Romelu Lukaku moving the other way, a crucial part of the merry-go-round that has yet to be agreed. For Chelsea to land Osimhen, the longer the saga goes on, the less confident they will feel about signing the 25-year-old, and now set to face strong competition again from PSG, Todd Boehly must step up his efforts or risk undoing all his previous hard work.